everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode. I'm your host, James. Alongside me, as always, his name is...
I'm Andy.
And you join us on this journey to all become Legend of the Nerds. Afternoon, Andy.
Afternoon.
Scorchy outside, huh?
It is. It's... ugh. I hate...
It's just typical Vermont weather, though.
I just wish we could find an area where it's 70 all the time.
70 all the time?
All the time.
Nice breeze all the time, so you don't even feel the 90s.
And I don't mind the cold. I don't like it. I don't like the frigid, where you have a pound of ice frozen on your vehicle, but...
Right.
Yeah, it's just...
But this is Vermont weather. It's either too darn hot or too darn cold.
True.
That's what you get.
Yep.
Anyways, we have a big show today. A lot of good stuff, but right now, we have a little bit of bad news.
Yes, if you're talking about a passing
Yes.
in the movie industry, one of the most famous Batman, you could say, of all time, Adam West, this weekend, unfortunately passed away at the age of 88 from his battle with leukemia.
Mm-hmm.
So the show is dedicated to Adam West. So I know it was all over the internet, all over the news and TV.
Yep.
It was a big name we lost.
We always hear about it on Facebook first, don't we?
Yep.
Every time. Well, let's get into the show, huh?
Yes.
Start with the checklist. Like I said, we have a big show. So I got a bunch of topics. We'll just go for the ride and we'll just go on this, all right?
Let's do it.
It is E3 week.
Yes, I totally
It starts
about
June
that.
13th through the 15th. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo only doing about a 25-minute showcase. One of the shortest they've ever had. They don't really need a lot.
With the Switch that just came out, what are you going to debut right now? I mean, you just
debuted... they're focusing a lot on Super Mario Odyssey. That's going to be the biggest one.
Mm-hmm.
And they
Is that the new Super Mario World kind of thing? Okay.
Yep. They're the next 3D Super Mario line.
Yep.
And it's going to be an amazing game. I've seen trailers of it. They have a new trailer for that coming out. And also, they have something else that they're going to be doing with one of the new games, Elder Scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
That game was released on the other systems, but now...
Yeah, on Xbox.
Xbox and PlayStation.
Yep.
Now they're going to release it on Nintendo Switch. But I guess they're doing something different with it. So it's kind of interesting to see what they're doing. But what they're going to do is 25 minutes of trailers and some news, but they have a huge Treehouse Live coming up. And that's when they're going to debut a lot of their stuff.
Mm.
And Treehouse is their online streaming stuff that you can watch. It's just a huge presentation online. That's where they focus most of their energy on. Xbox is revealing a new game system coming out. You ready for the name?
No.
They worked so hard on this name. It is super creative. It's called the Xbox One X.
They had the One S already.
I mean, how uncreative can you be? Hashtag Wii U. What?
Wii U, Wii Switch.
But, I mean, they have like an hour and a half presentation coming up, which is ridiculous.
Probably be some Minecraft thing.
I'm sure it is.
Oh my god, I hate that game so much.
Sony, not heard much what they're up to. They are going to be doing a lot of their VR gaming coming out too.
Yep.
And that's what I've heard so much about E3, which would be kind of fun. I mean, I'll probably do more when I actually have a chance to sit down and watch E3 stuff.
I'm hoping, if I asked you this question, what is my all-time favorite gaming series? Like with you, I think I would say The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
If I asked you that same question, would you know? You should know what mine is.
I should know?
You should.
I mean, knowing you, it could be a lot of different ones.
You and the missus got me a gift for this gaming series a Christmas tour ago.
Oh, that's right. Kingdom Hearts.
Yes, Kingdom Hearts is my all-time favorite gaming series. And I hope to see more of this. There was actually online, they debuted a part of Kingdom Hearts 3, the trailer.
I saw a little bit of that.
And I'm so excited.
It looks kind of good.
What's great about this is you used to only be able to play the Kingdom Hearts games on the PlayStation systems. Mm-hmm. With Kingdom Hearts 3, because it's supposed to be such a huge game, I believe it's ending all these storylines coming together, past and present. It's going to be on Xbox One and PS4. Mm-hmm. And it used to just be specifically PlayStation.
And hopefully with Sony or with Nintendo doing so well with Switch, we'll see that move over there as well too.
I mean, I won't be able to play it. I don't have an Xbox One or anything like that. But it's still exciting to see this game that
your franchise that you grew up playing is continuing.
Well,
which
the
is
thing
nice.
is, this game has been hyped for the last 5, 6, 7 years.
Right.
They've been building this game up to make it so perfect. And it's literally, they have all these different games that go from the past to the present to the future, and now everything is all culminating into one final game. So it's very exciting to see. And I mean, me growing up being the huge Disney fan I was of all the classic Disney movies, with this game taking parts of different Disney worlds, it's awesome.
It is good.
In every one so far, they usually have a land from the movie Hercules.
Yep.
And in the trailer in this one, you get to fight the Titans.
Okay.
Which is awesome.
That is kind of cool.
The scene where he's fighting like the Earth Titan, Sora's fighting the Earth Titan, it was just really good. So, very exciting.
Hopefully we'll see more about that at E3 when it comes up. In a few days now, I think.
I believe it's this weekend.
Because today is the 12th, so it starts tomorrow.
Yep.
Starts tomorrow. Fantastic. Well, let's move on to some wrestling talk. We have a lot going on here. A lot. I like to start off with Extreme Rules, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I'm not sure how you felt about the pay-per-view.
I would give it a B+.
I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty decent.
Yeah.
It had some really good matches. One I really want to talk about is the Hardy Boys title match.
Probably the best match of the night.
It was a really good match. I'm not sure if you read any of the rumors wrapped around this match.
Like why they lost or no.
What I've been reading is that they dropped the titles so they can go solo. WWE wants them to go solo.
I could see it. I mean, they do that. The Hardys have done that a lot.
This is a positive and a negative.
It sets it up for it because in the match you have Jeff who escaped the cage, but both teammates have to escape the cage at once.
Yeah.
And let me just state, thank God it was a just escape only match, not one of these pinfall ones. So he leaves Matt in there by himself. He had to come back into the match, and he did. He did a whisper in the wind off the top of the cage to get back in.
Which looked fantastic, as always.
And when they lost after that, you could state, if they're going to split them up, Matt blaming Jeff for the loss, coming back in.
Because his recklessness of jumping off the top.
Yeah.
And then Matt had to drag him out of the door, you know? This is good and kind of bad, I guess. One, I'm sick of seeing them tag team. Awesome. Broke up. What? Why we keep doing this? It's good because if they did break up, went solo, that would leave the tag team already have people eyes already on because of the Hardys. Remove the Hardys, people are going to still watch the tag team. It could push a lot of the younger tag teams more, which is good, you know? It's bad. It's that I'm a Hardy Boys fan.
Same here. They're my
I want to
all-time favorite tag team.
The tag team still working as a team, you know? I always enjoyed their matches. They always brought a lot to the table. So it's good and bad on both sides.
Yeah, I even remember I told you this during the match. I go, they're called back in the day in the Attitude Era Team Extreme, along with Lita. They're at Extreme Rules. Lita should have showed up in the match.
Right.
Team Extreme, Extreme Rules. But if they do split them up, this is what I hate about the industry. Splitting up great tag teams.
Yeah.
I told you about it in TNA, the splitting of the Wolves.
Yep.
I hate that. The Wolves were an amazing tag team. They've done it with the Dudleys.
Of course.
They've done it with the Hardys back all the time.
All the time.
And now you're going to be very upset with this one. They may be splitting up Enzo and Cass.
Really?
Yes. Enzo Amore has been getting attacked from behind in the back. Camera goes, oh my God, he's attacked. He never sees. Nobody knows who it is. People are speculating it's Cass attacking him because he's the weak link. Why they haven't won the tag team titles?
Which would make sense, I guess. That's fine, you know. If they do break up the Hardys, let them have a clean break. No rivalry fighting matches, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that. They break up, walk away. They both do their own different thing. You
now,
know?
do you split them on both different shows? One on Raw, one on SmackDown?
Maybe. It would nice to see them both on one show.
I just
Because
don't.
they could have that, you know, like, oh, Jeff Hardy is now in a one-on-one situation, and now he gets attacked by someone else. Matt comes out to save him once in a while. You know,
I just don't want to see it happen like the Dudleys, where they brought them back for a year, and the way they treated them at the end, just okay, yeah,
terrible.
you got
It's
beaten
terrible.
up.
Yeah.
You're one of the greatest tag teams of all time, and we're gonna basically throw you out the door, no ifs, ands, or buts.
right.
So,
But I mean, that's my thoughts about the Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy match there. What else do we have for Extreme Rules?
well, let's just say if you weren't paying attention, so Sheamus and Cesaro are our new tag team champions, 2-time Raw tag team champions. We also had one of your boy Miz against Dean Ambrose. Stipulation match was if Dean got himself DQ'd or counted out, the title would change hands to Miz. And we stated it, and it happened.
Yeah.
Maurice is going to slap Miz to get Dean DQ'd.
Yeah, I called it before the show even started.
Everyone knew it.
Yeah.
The problem was we thought it was going to happen right in the beginning.
Yep.
No, they took a good 10 minutes into the match before it
It was a
actually
good
happened.
match.
It was okay. I thought it was hilarious though when Miz, he screamed it so loud,
Yeah.
"Hit me!" And I told you the ref will. He's
Yeah.
going to do it where the ref is going to be like, no, I know what you're... And the ref even says it.
Yeah.
I know what you're planning, throws Maurice out, but Miz goes ahead and shoves Dean into the ref. This is where you get the shady ref. The ref
Yep.
then walks around the ring, all the way to the ring bell, acting like he's going to ring the bell, and then Miz rolls Dean up, and the ref slides in for the 1, 2, 3.
Right.
How shady is that?
It's once again, it's just bad refereeing. You know, the referee needs to stick with one choice. If you're going to call a match and give it to Miz for DQ, then do that. Don't go pretend to do that and then, I'm not going to do it. He's going to get the pin anyways.
Yeah.
One or the other. Pick one. If you're devoted to going to DQ Dean Ambrose, do that. Forget that Miz rolled up.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, Miz even, you wanted to see it, pulled an Eddie Guerrero with the chair.
Oh, that was so great.
And I mean, it didn't work out the greatest. He didn't do it the best, but you can't imitate Eddie Guerrero.
You cannot take Eddie.
Miz wins the title, so he's now a 7-time champion.
Yep.
The only person ever to hold more
more to
titles
go.
is Chris Jericho at 9.
2 more to go. He's almost there.
But hey, if Jeff Hardy goes solo, Hardy could take the title from Miz.
Or he could go Pyre.
Good. But there's a lot of good contenders for the world title right
Yeah,
now. So.
there is. There really is.
Moving on, you were amazed with this match, and I told you would be. It was an intergender match. Now, when you see this on paper, in your mind, you're thinking, bathroom break.
It's going to be a crap
We
match.
had Rich Swann, former cruiserweight champion, and Sasha Banks, former women's champion, against Noam Dar in the cruiserweight, and your girl Alicia Fox. You finally got to see Foxy wrestle
Yeah.
again. The women, it was okay watching them wrestle, but it was the cruiserweights that you enjoyed,
Oh, yeah.
especially Rich Swann.
Yeah. I've never seen one of his matches. I was impressed with it.
It was against Neville for the
Yeah.
cruiserweight title.
Yep. The guy's talented, man. He's talented.
That's why I love the cruiserweight division.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't watch 205 live that often because it's like, okay, I don't want to watch the same match over and over and over with all the cruiserweights, but I like watching their 1 or 2 matches on Raw each night. So Rich Swann is going to be champion again someday. He is just amazing. And I love the dance moves too, coming down to the ring and after and everything. It's just that showsmanship that he
It was
does.
an old school
The
Kofi
charisma.
Kingston.
Yeah.
That's all it is, yeah.
It was Rich Swann and Sasha that got the win. I was not surprised with that. I thought they'd win anyways. But it was the charisma of Rich Swann in this match that was amazing.
Yep.
Moving on to the bathroom break, I think you actually did go to the bathroom during this match. It was Alexa Bliss versus Bayley for the Raw Women's Championship, bamboo stick on a pole match.
Yeah.
And it's funny because they talk about the rules of the match. You have a bamboo stick hanging up on the pole. First competitor to reach it is allowed to use the stick. That's what they've been preaching the last month. Well, both people used it.
Yeah.
And that's usually how it goes. It's just go and get it and you're allowed to use it. It's always been that way. Anybody can use it. This match maybe was 5 minutes long.
It was a terrible match for a couple of reasons. One, Bayley did not help this match at all. If they wanted to prep her for this kind of match, she should have done a few hardcore matches or something like that.
Yep.
Those type of stipulation matches within Raw.
And they did,
You know?
the only
And
thing
they
that was
did nothing.
prepping her for was Alexa Bliss smacking her with the stick during Raws.
Yeah. Yeah. She should have been in more stipulation matches on Raw to help prep her, to show the fans that she really wants to do this, you know?
But-
it just didn't look good.
She had the opportunity to go after Alexa with it. Doesn't take the opportunity, mainly because they're keeping that good girl character of Bailey where she's not going to do something like that.
That's terrible. That's a terrible
That's the
idea.
problem. So, yeah, Alexa Bliss.
Alexa looks like she was ready to take a beating and give a beating. She looks like she was prepared for both.
Yeah.
Bailey looked like a deer in headlights.
I will tell you, Alexa had to defend the title actually the next night too on Raw. She told Nia Jax, you remember Nia Jax? She's the bigger one, Rock's cousin, that she would get the next title match if she helped her beat up Bailey weeks after week. So Kurt says, "Well, you promised her, so now you're going to have your match tonight." So who do you think wins, Nia or Alexa? Who's the new champ?
It could be Nia's time, but I don't think it is.
It wasn't. You had Mickie James and Dana Brooke come out and watch because Alexa in the back room is asking them for help. So they're like, no, we're just going to come out and watch your match. But she goes ahead and starts pushing them around to get herself DQ'd.
Mm-hmm.
So she remained champ. So,
Okay.
but yeah, Alexa Bliss still a champ.
Ugh.
We went over the tag team match. The Cruiserweight title, third time now, Neville versus Austin Aries in a submission match. Hated this match.
I didn't like it either.
I hate submission matches.
I had high hopes for this match, but it wasn't done well. And it wasn't done well because I don't think Neville knows enough submissions to make it look good.
Well, Aries doesn't either that much.
No.
He have one or two down.
I think he knows a few more than Neville, but
I would have loved to have seen this match in a ladder match.
yeah.
That would have been extreme.
That would have been a little better.
Two high flyers in a ladder match.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome. Neville makes Aries tap out because the weeks prior, Neville and TJ Perkins roughed up the leg, so he's playing the leg injury, stuff like that. So our main event, though, was a 5-way Extreme Rules match between Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins, who will face Brock Lesnar at the newly titled Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view. We'll go to that after we discuss this match. We each said who we thought was going to win. You had, I think, Seth and Finn, maybe one of those two.
I had Seth.
Yeah.
I had Seth was going to win.
I thought the obvious choice was probably Roman Reigns it was going to be, but we both wanted Samoa Joe to win.
Well, it's weird. That my second choice was Joe. Your first choice was Joe.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, we both came out on top.
Yeah. Before we announce the winner, anything was neat coming out of this match? I mean, it took a while for them to actually get extreme.
Yeah. It did take a
What
while.
stood out for me was Seth Rollins' frog splash off the top rope to the announce table.
Mm-hmm.
That was a nice touch. And I think Roman Reigns speared 2 or 3 guys through the barricade, which was nice. A lot of times I also noticed you had Finn Balor and Seth Rollins, the 2 smallest guys. You're like, did they die?
Yeah,
Where are
I mean, they took a while.
Yeah.
I thought this match would have been better if it was more contained. Mm-hmm. Too much of an open space for 5 people to go extreme.
Yeah.
You know? Some sort of dome or even Hell in a Cell might have made this match a little better.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, it was a decent match.
It was okay. Getting to the winner, you have Roman Reigns and I can't remember who else it was in the ring, but they go for the pin. Someone used a finisher, and it's Samoa Joe, the sneaky Samoan, sneaks in there and puts the coquina clutch on I forgot who it was. I think it might have been Finn or someone like that. And
It was Finn, yeah.
yeah, and makes him pass out.
Yep.
Samoa Joe is the new #1 contender to the Universal Championship. Very excited though. Yeah, Joe, I root for faces over heels, but I really want to see Samoa Joe destroy Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen. I do.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe, has proven time and time again that he deserves this shot. Mm-hmm. He's a wicked talented guy for being his size.
Yeah. I really just hope they don't pull a SummerSlam last year where it was Randy Orton versus Brock, and it made Randy Orton look horrible in that match.
Yeah.
Or Cena versus Brock. Make
Well,
Cena
here's
look
the
horrible.
difference between Joe and these other guys. Joe will take liberties. He takes his job very seriously, and if Brock makes him look bad once, Yeah, Joe's gonna kill him.
Monday night, Joe comes out and talks about it, and Paul Heyman comes out saying that, and Joe's saying how he's not scared of Brock, but Paul Heyman's like, well, you will be. And he ends up putting Paul Heyman, gets him into the corner, casually walks, and he tells Paul, now, Paul, I want you to listen. I'm going to attack you now. And he's saying it in a nice, calm voice, and he goes, you're not going to like it. I'm going to make you fall asleep.
Nice.
Make sure you go and tell your client that I'm going to do this to him. And he just grabs him.
Client.
He just calmly grabs him and puts him into the lock and makes him fall asleep. It was just great how he did it, making himself seem calm.
Yeah.
And then whoop. So, moving on real quick because I know we got so much to talk about.
Way a lot.
Great Balls of Fire. Horrible name for a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Why do we need to have to change the names of these pay-per-views every couple years?
To spice things up, Andy.
Why can't, if you want to do something, go back to the Attitude Era where we had Armageddon and No Mercy and stuff like that,
Yeah.
or the Great American Bash, or some that you liked back in the WCW era, like Halloween of Havoc, stuff like that.
That was great, yeah.
So, I mean...
World War III,
Yeah.
such a great pay-per-view.
And the other thing with this pay-per-view is, we kept saying, okay, so they're saying whoever wins this match gets to be the number one contender for Brock's title. When? And they finally announced it will be at this pay-per-view, which isn't for another month and a half now. So Brock has literally not wrestled or defended the title since WrestleMania. So it's almost, let's see, end of March, so April, May, June, 4 months?
Yeah, like 4 months, yeah.
Yeah. He's been on one Raw, and that was the Raw after WrestleMania. He's apparently going to be on this Raw, apparently.
We'll see.
So, I hope Joe wins it. Moving on real quick, I want to just tell you they announced a couple matches for Money in the Bank in a couple weeks.
Yep.
One of my all-time favorite pay-per-views. Jinder versus Orton, rematch.
Who's going to win?
I hope Orton. It's in his hometown. It's in St. Louis.
All right.
You have the Usos versus the New Day for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships.
I want New Day to win.
You do? I'm rooting for my boys Usos. You have Naomi defending her women's title against Lana.
I think a turtle is going to win that match.
Well, let me explain. So you have the first ever women's Money in the Bank ladder match between Becky Lynch, Charlotte, Natalya, Tamina, and Carmella with her little worm, I call it. Shane had them in the ring on SmackDown debuting the case, and Naomi comes out and is talking about how it would be amazing to be in this match the very first time, but she can't obviously because she's champion.
Right.
This is when Lana comes out saying that, oh, well, you can put me in this match. And Naomi's laughing. She's literally cracking up on the microphone. She's like, you've had one match in your career and it wasn't even a singles match? You really think you can be in a ladder match? That's when later there's a 6-women tag match and Lana comes out and gets involved with Naomi. Naomi demands a match at Money in the Bank with Lana. And she said, I'll even put the title up. That's how confident I am. So they give it to her. I'm nervous that Lana's going to win the title. SmackDown likes to surprise you. And then they're going to put Naomi in the ladder match.
That's a good story.
I just don't want to see Lana win that.
No,
Seriously?
No. I don't take the women's division serious anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me, but that'd be a cool storyline.
Yeah. The best match of the night that's going to be is the men's Money in the Bank ladder match between Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh, that's gonna be a good one.
I love Money in the Bank ladder matches, so I mean...
Let's cripple Baron Corbin before the match, get him out of there, because we don't need him, and put Jeff Hardy in there.
Well, the thing is, they had on SmackDown, you remember Mojo Rawley, who won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal at WrestleMania. He's Zack Ryder's tag team partner, but Zack's hurt. He asked Shane, he goes, ever since I won this Battle Royal, I haven't done anything. Have you forgotten about me? And Shane said, I'll make you a deal. I'll give you a match. And if you can beat this person that you've beaten already, you'll get into the ladder match and it'll be 7 men. And it was against the world champion, Jinder Mahal. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this could either go one of two ways. Yes, he beats Jinder because Jinder is horrible. Or, of course, nope, Jinder's the champion, so of course it's going to be a loss. and Mojo had it. If it wasn't for those stupid Singh brothers, that's the reason Randy Orton lost.
Yep.
Because Jinder did nothing in his match. Jinder did nothing in this match against Mojo. It was all Mojo. But those stupid little midget troll Singh brothers get involved, and Mojo loses. And I'm a huge Mojo Rawley fan.
Right.
And I wanted to see him so bad in this match.
Yeah, that guy's pretty exciting to watch.
Yeah. So, any predictions who you think's going to win? Is the obvious answer Shinsuke?
The obvious answer is Shinsuke. Absolutely.
Okay.
He is the obvious one. I like to see either Owens or AJ win this.
I thought Shinsuke, yes, until he's beaten now Kevin Owens. He's pinned Kevin Owens the last 2 weeks, or in 3 weeks, he's beaten Owens 3 times. 3 weeks ago in a tag team match, then 2 weeks ago in another tag team match, he pinned him. Last week, it was a one-on-one match, and he beat him. When's he going to get a U.S. title match?
Right.
You've pinned the champion the last 3 weeks. That's where I'm thinking, okay, if he doesn't get this, it'll be a KO Shinsuke U.S. title match down the road.
Yeah, that means AJ is going to get it then.
Could be. You don't think your boy Dolph or mine Sami Zayn?
I'd love to see Dolph win it
I love how none
all
of
the
us-
time, but they always shaft Dolph all the time. They always.
I love how we don't choose Baron Corbin.
He shouldn't be in that match at all.
Quickly, because we're doing a lot on wrestling. Lucha Underground, the next world title match. I'm so excited. Johnny Mundo, John Morrison,
Yep.
versus Rey Mysterio. I cannot wait to see this match. Going to be great. TNA, they've already started announcing matches for Slammiversary. It's Lashley versus Alberto El Patron. Both are champions, Global Force and TNA. Winner take all. You have JB and Joseph Park versus Josh Matthews and Scott Steiner. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
You have EC3 versus James Storm in a leather strap match.
That should be a good match.
You have Rosemary versus Sienna, winner take all, Global Force champion, TNA champion. D'Angelo Williams and Moose, they're both former football players, against Eli Drake and Adonis, who used to be Chris Masters.
Okay, yeah.
In a tag team match. You have Eddie Edwards and his wife Alicia versus Davey Richards and his wife Angelina Love in a mixed tag team Full Metal Mayhem match. That's going to be good. Because the women, their wives have been going and hitting each other with trash cans and chairs
What
too.
channel is Impact on now?
On Pop.
On Pop?
Yeah, POP.
Okay.
And then you have, this one you'll love because it's old school TNA. Sanjay Dutt versus Low-Key for the X Division Championship. Best 2 out of 3 fall.
Sanjay Dutt is crazy in that ring.
Sanjay's going for Sanjay's trying to win his first ever X Division Championship.
Yeah.
So
That guy's nuts in that ring, though.
that's
He's
the
so
card
good.
right now for TNA Slammiversary 15.
That should be a pretty good show.
I should go. There we go.
That should be a good show.
But that's wrestling. I know we've talked a lot about it.
Yes. Let's move on. Next up, I don't know if you have any TV talk this week.
It was mainly the Adam West thing.
Let's pass that then to Flarrowverse. What's off with Supergirl?
Supergirl season finale. You have Rhea. She used, I told you about this, used silver kryptonite to brainwash Superman.
Yep.
Basically, what it does is it makes the Kryptonian see his worst enemy and fight that person. So it turned Kara into Zod. That's where everyone thought Zod was going to come to Supergirl. It was that. It was Clark saw Zod, and that's why he was fighting Kara. She ends up getting him his mind unscrambled, challenges Rhea to a death match, basically. Winner takes Earth. So if she beats Rhea, they leave. They go through their fight, and Rhea basically tells her, "You may kill me, but my invaders are still going to invade. We're never leaving." She has Lena Luthor and Wynn come up with this device that it was made to shoot. Lex invented a device to shoot kryptonite into the atmosphere, so that it would kill Clark and make him leave. Instead, Daxamites, their kryptonite is lead, so it's to shoot lead into the atmosphere.
Lead.
If Kara can't beat Rhea, after Rhea basically declares that I'm doing this, she has no choice to use the machine, even though it's gonna kill or make Mon-El leave. When this happens, lead goes into Rhea's body, and she just dies. And the other Daxamites now need to leave. In the fight with the Daxamites, which was a nice touch, McGon shows up to fight alongside John. So she comes back for one fight. And Mon-El, because he's lived on Earth for so long now, is immune to the lead for just a little time. But he has to quickly now get into his pod, and they say goodbye, and his pod gets shot back up into space. Towards the end of the episode, what you see is his pod gets sucked into a wormhole. So there's a lot of speculation what's going to happen in this wormhole. I'll get to later. You have Kara and all them. They're celebrating the win, all this stuff. Cat Grant comes back, takes over her position. So I think Kat's coming back for the 3rd season now.
Okay.
Her character. And the end of Supergirl actually is a flashback. It flashes back to Krypton as it's about to explode. And you see Clark and Kara's pods get shot off. And then it zooms out to another little faction. You can't see their face. They're all in dark cloaks. And they put a drop of blood or something on a baby in another pod. And they shoot that pod alongside to Earth too. Not Earth too, but Earth also.
Yep.
And so this baby obviously must maybe have already lived with Clark at the same time on Earth. But who is it? And what's this new faction is the question.
I read this in a comic book. I don't remember what it is.
Okay.
This actually has happened, and I don't remember.
Well, moving on, the wormhole speculation. Mon-El is an actual character in the new Superman comics. And he actually...
52s or the Rebirths?
I can't remember. It's one of them.
It's probably Rebirth.
The whole lead thing happens in the comics. He gets sucked into a wormhole, which actually isn't a wormhole. It's the Phantom Zone. And isn't released for another 1,000 years when Brainiac 5 comes up with a cure for him. Now, a lot of people speculate that this wormhole he gets shot into might shoot him into the future, and maybe we see some parts into the future of Supergirl, or him showing up with the Legends, stuff like that.
That means we have to cross worlds again.
Yeah. That wormhole could shoot into a different universe. You don't know. It's intriguing where this
could
wormhole...
be the first step to putting Supergirl more into the Flarrowverse than she is now. That'd be kind of good.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
It starts to intrigue you a little bit more to get back.
A little bit.
Like I said, you need to watch this last episode just to watch it, even just the end.
I can now because it is on Netflix.
Well, there you go. Moving on to Flash, though.
Yes, Flash.
Would you like me to do just like I did before?
Man, you were rocking out.
Let's do it. Iris gets stabbed in the episode before, just like the future shows. The part where it's the jaw dropper and the oh my god, it's not Iris. It's actually HR in a little disguise as Iris. And Iris is disguised as HR. That's why we saw him up on top of the building. It was Iris. And he's doing this because he felt bad for giving up.
No, the HR we saw on top of the building was actually Harry from Earth 2.
Oh, okay. I thought it was HR.
No, it's Harry from Earth 2.
He's doing this because he feels guilty for telling Savitar where Iris was when she was on Earth 2. So he dies. I know you're upset with this because, now we're got to get another HR. How many HRs are we going to have?
I hope they find any excuse to keep Tom Cavanaugh in the show.
He's amazing.
Make any excuse.
He
He
even directs episodes on Flash.
Tom is incredible. Keep any excuse.
Savitar kidnaps Cisco and the bazooka, the Speed Force bazooka, and wants him to make it into a splicer so that he can splice himself, infuse himself with the Speed Force, and actually become a god. This is when I told you I think Barry's going to save everything by using, like Future Barry, I think, told him, you need to talk to Savitar, basically. Show him that you care. And I really thought it might happen, but then you have that speculation Savitar's playing you, and he was. He was playing everybody. He, I think, destroys Star Labs, everything like that. The massive battle occurs in the park. where when the bazooka is used, it's actually Cisco tells him, "No, I tricked you, and it was a skeleton key I used to release Jay Garrick from the Speed Force prison to come and help battle Savitar." So now you have Flash, Jay, and Wally against Savitar. You have Killer Frost versus Cisco and Gypsy, actually.
Yeah.
They convince her that Savitar is just using her, and she figures that out. Before, the way Barry wins is Barry actually phases himself through the Savitar suit, grabs his doppelganger, and pulls him out of the suit. And before the doppelganger can kill Barry, it's Iris that gets the last word.
Oh, yeah.
And shoots this doppelganger in the back. What a ballsy move from her. Though I can see where she's thinking, hey, you were going to stab me in the back.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
This is going to change Iris' character for season 4.
Oh,
though.
yeah. He dies. Killer Frost, a.k.a. Caitlin, they give her a cure for her metahuman powers.
Yep.
But she gets rid of it because she says she needs to go and figure out things, find out who she is. Does this mean we get Killer Frost, or are we going to get Caitlin, metahuman good guy?
We are going to get Killer Frost.
You think she's going to still be
Captain
Killer?
Cole's coming back, too.
Okay. It all
That villain team up, I want to see.
It all ends with everyone celebrating, but you can't celebrate in a comic book era TV show. Something happens, and the Speed Force opens up again.
Yep.
Shooting down lightning. It's discombobulating, basically, because it needs somebody in the prison. Barry says, because of my mistake with Flashpoint, I have to do this. And he sacrifices himself to the Speed Force.
Yes.
Done.
So the big discussion is season 4, how long is Barry Allen going to be gone before he comes back?
I say Barry comes back halfway through the season. We see little bits and pieces. Barry's not going to be out of the show, obviously, but I think we'll see bits and pieces of him like communicating somehow with Wally.
Yeah.
Because he tells Wally, it's your turn to take care of the city.
Yeah. So we're definitely going to see Kid Flash way more than normal.
Yeah, we're going to get the Flashpoint, Kid Flash, and Iris teaming together.
Are we going to see Jesse Quick a lot more?
I don't think so.
Okay. So we're going to see Kid Flash taking the helm, saving the city.
Yep.
We're going to see Barry flashes into the Speed Force, which is fine. I want to say mid-season we see Barry come out.
Yep. And
My fear is it's going to be the end of episode 1 in season 4. That's my fear.
They might have fixed it because a lot of people complain that the Flashpoint episode was only one episode.
Yeah.
I know the CW has stated that the main villain is not a speedster for the next season, but a lot of people are speculating because this is what happened in the comic. During this Speed Force dilemma, where all the lightning bolts are coming down, somebody gets hit with a lightning bolt and becomes a speedster. His name is, I had it here, August Hart, who, as a speedster, becomes the villain known as Godspeed. So some people think we are going to see, Godspeed will be the villain not in the next season, but the season after, so it'll be season 5. But August Hart's character is going to show up in season 4.
Well, I kind of hope
because that's how he's born. That's how he's born.
Yeah.
Is the Speed Force lightning show.
Right.
So, we'll see.
Any speculation on the villain?
I have not a clue.
Yeah,
I heard they're going to do more King Shark, though.
That'd be kind of cool, right?
Or is it King Shark, or is it something Shark? But
I've heard a little bit of a CW version of the Suicide Squad. Is what I've heard.
I believe when we're talking about Barry and Captain Cold going down the Suicide Squad hallway, and we were talking about who was the other one. I believe it was Cheetah. Was the
yes, Cheetah was going to show up.
Yeah.
For a couple episodes, which would be kind of cool to see too.
Exactly. So, moving on to the last one, Arrow. We have Oliver recruiting Slade and Captain Boomerang. Captain Boomerang backstabs him. Turns out to be working with Chase all along. They end up finding Thea, Curtis, Felicity, and William's mother, Samantha. Rescue her from Evelyn. Trap her. We're going to come back and get you, though, they say. Next, they have to go and find... they find, like, Diggle and Black Canary, Dinah, all of them. They find them. That's where the fighting starts. You have Black Canary versus Black Siren, which was awesome. You have Nessa versus her sister Talia, which was an awesome
That was
fight.
a cool scene, yeah, that was a cool
Even
scene.
Slade being tricky, saying he knocked out Oliver, but then it's to find out where Chase was and everything were nice touches. It was a lot of fight scenes going on in this. The heart-wrenching moment was Thea stepping on a landmine and Malcolm Merlyn taking her place, and they go running off, but it shows he might have blown himself up with Captain Boomerang and all the League of Assassin people. Some people think you're not going to kill Malcolm Merlyn that easily, but he has stated he's not coming back for next year.
He's actually stated, John Barrowman, the actor, stated that he is done with the Flarrowverse.
So-
he didn't say forever, but he did say he's done with it.
Is that the way you want Malcolm Merlyn to go out?
Yes and no.
I was going to say yes and no, because it's like, oh, he gets killed by a landmine, but he does it for Thea.
Here's the problem, though. I mean, the bigger picture, Malcolm is the villain.
Yeah.
But he's the villain that we want to love to hate.
Yes.
You know, I've always enjoyed his part in the Legends season 2, and him throughout the entire Arrow shows seasons. You know,
Yeah.
I've always enjoyed his character, but he is a villain.
Yeah.
You know, so this how you kill off a villain that you like? Maybe.
Okay. Oliver goes after Chase because he still hasn't revealed where William's located on. We never said the island, Leon Rouge. And he chases him to a boat. He finds out from Felicity that the island is all triggered with dynamite.
Yep.
And there's a kill switch. The kill switch is Chase. This is why Chase has been wanting Oliver to kill him, so that Oliver kills everyone he loves in the process. Refuses to kill him. He rescues William from Chase, which was amazing. Chase had, I think, a gun to William's head, and Oliver shoots Chase in the foot to let go of William and rescues him.
Yep.
Chase then grabs a gun and shoots himself, though.
Yeah.
And the island, it just ends. Boom.
Blows up. Yep.
Island blown up, and that's the end of the season.
I'm not sure if I like this play. 'Cause, I mean, it's obvious that they're not going to kill off the entire Team Arrow people, you know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know why they did this. It's
Maybe they're in Slade's little cage under the ground.
maybe, I don't know, but
I hate these cliffhangers like that where it makes you wait and wait
Yeah.
and wait. I mean, they did announce the first week of October is when all the shows come back. But
October or August?
October.
October?
Yeah. It's like October 8th. It's a
Okay.
Monday or something like that it starts. But ranking, because we state that Flash and Arrow were amazing this year. We've now watched season of Flash and the season of Arrow. Which was better?
Arrow. My problem is, I kind of felt that Flash's season finale was a little better.
Yes. Yes.
I enjoyed Arrow the entire season. That season finale, really, I was like, that's kind of weak.
Yeah, that's it for... That is our last bit of Flarrowverse, though.
Yeah.
We will not have Flarrowverse till October.
You know, I may have some rumors coming in and out throughout the show until October.
Yep.
But for now, that's it. So let's move on. We have more stuff to do.
Yep.
Main event, Andy, is coming up. I do have some stuff I want to talk about the Flash. Okay, so I'm going to touch on that later on.
Okay.
Right now, get the fireworks going. It's Box Office Heroes.
Yes. Number 3, Pirates of the Caribbean 5. Number 2, The Mummy. And obviously, it's been all over the internet and TV. Wonder Woman has blown everything out of the box office.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. After playing this game for so long,
I feel like Captain Underpants is
you
on there.
should know better by now.
I thought
that animation is going to be on this list no matter what.
I was going to put Captain Underpants on, but then I'm thinking, well, maybe Pirates of the Caribbean is, but it's been out for a while. So.
Yeah. Captain Underpants, number 3.
Okay.
At 12 million.
Okay.
The Mummy, number 2, at 32 million.
Yep.
Number 1, Wonder Woman, at 57 million
And we just state 57 million is just over the weekend.
over the weekend.
The weekend.
For the weekend. I do want to add on to this a little bit. It is June, right?
Yeah.
So, right? Is it June?
It's June.
Oh no.
June 12th.
Okay. So almost halfway through the year. I do want to talk about the top 2017 movies in the box office.
Okay.
Okay. Number one, highest grossing movie, Beauty and the Beast.
I just watched this past weekend. This movie was so good.
Yeah,
So good.
I bet. It came in at $502 million, which is really good. Guardians of the Galaxy, number two, 366. That's a big difference right there.
Well, Guardians of the Galaxy also has been out less than.
Yeah.
Plus, you got to remember now how much of that money is this just box office? So, are you getting gross amount worldwide, or are you getting just movie theater? Because remember, Beauty and the Beast now is out on DVD and Blu-ray, and
Yeah.
people bought that like hotcakes.
My references did not state what these numbers are from.
I bet you that's adding DVD.
My number is probably from box office.
Okay.
Logan actually came in number three. Mm-hmm. We want to talk about that a little bit later. 226. Fast and Furious number four. Wow. 224. Close.
I told you though.
So close.
Are you surprised how low this number is though?
That is pretty low.
I told you.
It is low.
I have a feeling after Paul Walker, yes, people will say Vin Diesel is the face of Fast and Furious. I think it's Paul Walker. With no Paul Walker, or at least the combination of Vin Diesel and Paul Walker,
No, man.
We may
Tyrese Gibson was the face.
we are going to see the end of Fast and Furious coming up.
Yeah, we are.
I don't know if it'll make 10.
It may not. But, I mean, that's still a pretty decent number, though. They're still making some money. And here was the shocker for how long it's been out. Number 5, Wonder Woman. 205 million. That movie is making bank.
That picture on Facebook was right, where she has Batman and Superman over her shoulders carrying them, and she goes, "Don't worry, guys, I'll carry the weight."
Yeah.
I mean, literally the night of its premiere, DC announced the sequel to Wonder Woman, and some people were thinking it was too early.
I mean, just because they announced it, I mean the story's written yet, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to bring those numbers up. I thought that was very interesting how
Yep.
how much money they made. And you had something else to go with
Yeah,
this?
I had, because I saw the numbers of Wonder Woman, I went, okay, we've had now 4 DC movies out.
Yep.
I want to compare and contrast the budgets to what they made and see just how better Wonder Woman is compared to the ones that were supposed to be bigger than Wonder Woman. Man of Steel, budget of $225 million, made worldwide to date $668 million. Batman vs Superman, which is supposed to be the top one,
Oh, yeah.
the one that's supposed to be higher is Justice League.
This
This
was
is
it.
supposed to be the number 2.
This was it.
$300 million made $873 million. It's not bad. That's almost $500,000 profit. Suicide Squad is one of the lowest budgets at $175, made $746 million.
That's some good money.
Pretty good numbers. The lowest budget is Wonder Woman, $149 million, and it's already been out for a week or two, and it's already at $435 million.
Yeah.
Is it going to pass Batman vs Superman's $873 million?
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is with
This
is with DVD sales too.
Yeah.
It's Batman vs Superman DVD sales. So when this comes out, I mean, will it?
Who knows? Yeah.
That means you're looking at almost $900 million if you want to pass Batman vs Superman.
That's a lot of money.
Is it going to
that's a
happen?
lot of cake.
It's halfway there.
Yeah.
It's already halfway there. Is it going
Right.
to make it? So I thought that was a pretty neat little thing to add.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't know if you have anything else before our talk about Logan.
No, Logan was next on my list.
I forgot to mention, there was a little TV talk. The season finale at Gotham happened. And, okay, I noticed Paul there in the background has his headphones on. So I don't know if he's watched Gotham yet. So hopefully you can't hear me. It was pretty good. It was a 2-hour season finale. This was pretty good.
A little mini movie, huh?
I thought that this was the end of Gotham. This was going to be the end of the series. It's not. It's coming back this fall for season 4. They introduced Ra's al Ghul and the Lazarus Pit because you have Alfred getting stabbed by Bruce, and Bruce then heals him with the Lazarus Pit. You have a bunch of different things happen, which were great. But the end was the best, where Penguin has Mr. Freeze freeze Riddler, and he's going to build his club, and he has blueprints for the, what's his club called? The Iceberg?
Yep.
And its main attraction is the Riddler in an ice cube, just like how it's been in cartoons and everything. Nice touch. You also have, I forget the Penguin's right-hand man, the Butch. Remember Butch, the big guy?
Yeah.
He dies. He gets shot in the head. And they state in the hospital, Butch isn't his real name. It was, I forgot the other name, but I think it's Solomon Grundy is who he's going to become.
Oh.
Which is, I've been waiting for Solomon Grundy to show up. And then at the end, you have some muggers mugging a couple in an alleyway. And a black cloak comes down and attacks them. It's not the Batman suit. It's just like a hoodie and stuff like that and a mask. And it's Bruce as Batman, as a kid. He's now defending this. And Ra's al Ghul actually lets him go and tells Bruce, don't worry, we'll be seeing each other in the future. So the storyline is starting to get towards the Batman storyline.
It sounds like a bunch of crap.
It was at the end with Bruce standing on. He then literally jumps up the fire escapes and stuff, and he's standing on the ledge of a building. It was a little nice touch, an homage to Batman. So
here's my biggest issue, Andy.
I know your biggest issue is
let me
a Gordon movie, Gordon TV
You
show.
talked about this show for a good 5 minutes. You did a great summary of the show. Makes me want to go back and watch it. Not one mention of Jim Gordon at all.
It's because the storyline with Jim Gordon, it's
over.
It's 90%.
It's over.
No, it was 90% with Jim Gordon, but it's hard to explain to somebody who hasn't watched the season with the Mad Hatter disease that gets into Gordon and everything like that.
Okay.
So it's hard to explain that. But I think his partner Harvey is going to become captain. He's interim captain of the police force right now. So I wonder if we're going to start seeing Jim Gordon. Like it's going to be set
Is
now
Jim
in the future.
yet?
No, but I'm thinking they might start it in the future now, and he might be captain, not commissioner. He doesn't become commissioner till he's older. But I could see him becoming captain because they
Yes.
might need a captain.
But the problem that we're having now is that all of these Batman villains are arriving now as Batman's young, not even a Batman yet. So the timeline's already messed up.
You have to watch
doesn't
it.
matter.
The problem is trying to explain it, you have to watch it to understand it.
Well, I'm going to watch it.
It's just like I told you, they ended about a month or so ago, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It was amazing. I cannot wait for the next season. Or actually, this next season's going to intertwine this fall with Inhumans. So,
Yeah.
the Inhumans TV series. But we might be running out of time, so we should get to Logan.
Yeah, let's get to Logan, and I have something else to talk about. So, like I said, we saw Logan.
Yes, I bought it. It's right here. I will state, for the price you pay for it, you were impressed with what you get in it.
Yes.
Let's just state that. I know we're not supposed to promote things, but whatever. It's just like a regular blue.
not promote. You're making it a opinion.
Exactly.
That you thought you got.
You get the usual. You get the Blu-ray because I bought the Blu-ray. You get the Blu-ray, the DVD, and the digital. But it then came with a black and white version. And from what I've read, it's not just the movie in black and white. It's like an extended edition kind of type thing. So might go back and have to watch that later on.
Yeah.
Out of 5 stars, I'm pretty sure what you're going to rank Logan because we discussed it after we watched it. But for the viewers,
2.5, 3 stars.
I'm surprised. I
I'll
thought you were not going to give it a 2. I gave it a 3.
Yeah. I mean, the problem I'm having is that I felt like, they're breaking away from the whole X-Men thing altogether.
It's because they are.
And it's just, it's Wolverine. No matter what, the way you look at it, Wolverine is still an X-Men no matter what.
Yep.
And my problem I'm having is that I'm not impressed with extremely weak storylines and a bunch of swearing and overly done killing scenes.
Okay.
It does not impress me.
Yep.
You want to impress me, make it a good storyline. Not something corny like, I got to take this child to a camp with other special children. that was the weakest storyline they could do.
It kind of is the end of X-Men. They've stated they might do the X-Men prequels, or they might do something with Laura X-23 down the road.
It was just weak.
My big thing with it was I wanted to learn more why there's no X-Men anymore. What happened to them? They all showed back up after Days of Futures Past, where Logan changes the present.
Yep.
I mean, Jean comes back, Cyclops comes back, everyone comes back. I remember, though, after reading about it, Charles does talk before he gets stabbed by the Logan clone. He states that back in the past, he had a seizure which killed humans and some of his X-Men people. So that could be how some of them died.
Maybe.
But I would have liked to have known more.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Hugh Jackman did state, though, he isn't even going to come back for Deadpool now in his latest interview, even if they ask him, because he feels like this movie was a nice touch for the death of Logan.
Yeah.
It was one of those ways you'll never really forget. And what it is he's actually being poisoned by his own adamantium skeleton. That's why he's aging, too.
Yep.
And not healing.
Yeah.
So he said he doesn't want to ruin the death scene. And I loved at the end, it was a nice touch where they took the cross and Laura places it sideways as an X.
Right.
That was a nice touch. There were some nice touches in this movie.
There was some nice touches, and that's why I ranked it 2.5, 3 stars. There was some nice touches in it. It's just, I am not impressed.
There were also, I told you, there were some shootbacks to some of the other Wolverine movies, Wolverine Origins. He goes onto a farm where the old couple live, and he gets them basically killed. He goes to a farm here, and the whole family gets slaughtered.
Yeah.
My favorite part scenes were the battle scenes between Logan and X-24's clone. I thought those were awesome battle scenes. So I do recommend, if you haven't seen it, to go out there and watch it, though, at least.
It's always worth checking out.
I mean, we've watched every X-Men movie, so, I mean,
Yep.
you have to. So.
But we are running out of time. I don't really have time to go over this. My last topic I want to go over.
Well, we will have to on the next one.
Maybe we'll save it for later, yeah.
Yes, because right now we have nothing planned for the next
pretty
show.
much, I want to talk about the Flash and the timeline.
Okay.
Because I'm rewatching Flash. You know, all the way from the beginning again. And I picked up stuff like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to go over. Maybe do that next show.
Okay. Well, thank you everyone for joining. As always, remember you can watch this episode and every other great episode. We're I think 60 episodes, something like that.
We're high now.
At our YouTube page and Facebook page at Legends of the Nerds. Don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter. Like we said, not sure what's planned for the next show, but we'll let you know when we figure that out via Twitter. So remember, everyone out there in Nerdland, stay nerdy.